Hey, Kevin here, Mr. DIY Dork from DIYDork.com. Today I want to show you the easiest method I've ever come up with to find a stud in your wall. You can even find studs in your ceiling, and that's really difficult to do. So check this out, I know you're going to like it. Alright, now if you've seen my other stud finding video, you've seen my method of taking an outlet or even a light switch, pulling the plate off, hammering a little nail to figure out which side the stud's on, because that little box in there is mounted to a stud in the wall. Once you find that single stud, you should be able to measure either side of it in a certain dimension to be able to find the other studs. Now I was using 16 inches on center because most houses are built that way, but I did get a lot of comments saying that not every wall is built that way, and they're not all 16 inches on center. So I figured there had to be an easier method. Now in this wall, it's super obvious to figure out where the studs are because we have exposed screws. That's because we were working on our house. We just added new drywall because we shifted our front door to the very center of the house. We had to add a new piece of drywall. So I figured this would be perfect to show this method. So check this out. This is really simple. Now a couple of weeks ago I got an email from a lady and she said she loved the video and she wanted to know if the method worked on her ceiling. She was trying to find one of the joists in her ceiling to be able to hang something. But of course there's no outlet, there's no starting point to even know where to go. Now when we did the ceilings in our house, we put up board and batten ceilings, we covered up old popcorn ceilings. So we kind of used a similar method to how I showed in the first one. We took a nail and we just popped it in where we kind of thought one would be, and we popped it about every ½ inch till we found a stud. Then we measured over, it ended up being every 16 inches. So then we were able to mark that way. But not everyone's gonna sit there and poke a bunch of holes in your ceiling or in a wall trying to test where everything is. So I knew there had to be an easier method. So I went back and forth with her till we figured out something that worked great. And I wish I would have thought of this so much sooner because this is a really cool idea. What we did is we used really strong magnets. Now what I have here is a 3-pack of what Hobby Lobby is calling quote-unquote power magnets. But what they are rare earth magnets, little tiny ½ inch diameter rare earth magnets. I got a 3-pack here for $5. I've seen them cheaper at Walmart, and I'm sure you can get them on Amazon or eBay for dirt cheap. You just gotta look for them. And anyway, these are awesome. They're like I said, ½ inch diameter, maybe an 1/8 of an inch thick. It's like a small watch battery, but they're super strong. They work perfect for this. Now I'll just show you how strong they are. Here's a pair of needle nose pliers. If you ever held a pair, you know they got a decent amount of weight to them. This is one single magnet. It's inside the slick plastic, but it still holds strong. Try doing that with a kitchen magnet. It doesn't work. You can sit there and shake this thing and it's not really going to come off. You have to give it a lot of force for it to fling off. So these things are strong. Now, if you fast forward to some of my other videos on my channel, recently I made a cool little kind of decorative magnet set using those rare earth magnets. And I called them mini log magnets. They were just little, I cut up sticks in the yard and I put the magnet on the end, and it kind of looks like a tree's growing out of your fridge or your message board or whatever. So I thought I could adapt it to this and it'd be a perfect stud finding idea. So instead of using a stick, you could use a dowel rod, maybe a 3/4 inch diameter or 1 inch. You drill out the back and you glue in one of these magnets. I'll link to the video how I made this. You can just substitute a dowel rod and it'll work perfect. So what we're gonna do is use the magnet to find the screws or the nails that are in your drywall holding it up to the studs. Now in this, since it's raw and I can actually see the screws, we know it works, but you get an idea of how this, how this works here. Once you find the stud, it will stick to it. There's nothing here, but once I find that one, it'll stick. Like I said, super easy here, but what about, finished painted drywall? How would you find them? So what you do is just go real slow until you find one, and you'll feel it pull, and then you'll be able to let go, and it's holding on, okay? So you can take a little piece of painter's tape, stick it right on that spot. You know there's one there. You can take a level off that line. It should be one. If you want to test again, just go around until you think you're going to find one. And there we go, there's another one. You take another piece of tape, stick it right there. Now you know there's a stud right there, so you can take a level and just kind of guesstimate. If you had to, just know for sure you could tap in a nail, but there's one there, it's gonna work perfect. So super simple idea, just using magnets and no math, no brains, no anything you need. Just these little tiny magnets and a dowel rod. You don't even have to use a dowel rod if you want to. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have something to hold on to. So I hope you like that. This is a no-brainer method that will definitely work to help you find the studs in your wall.
I do a lot of projects around the house, and from time to time I need to find a wall stud. In standard home construction in the United States, 2x4 or 2x6 wood studs are placed 16 inches apart along a wall. If you need to hang a picture or, in my case, install baseboard, it's necessary to find where these studs are placed. There are commercial stud finders available that use sound waves or some kind of electronic gadgetry to find the studs, but I've come up with a way that you can make a stud finder yourself with parts that you may have already in your home. What you need in order to construct the stud finder is a small block of wood and a couple of high-powered magnets. These are from old computer hard drives. I have 2 of them taped to this block of wood, and the way this stud finder works is it's magnetically attracted to the nails that are holding the sheetrock to the wooden studs, therefore indicating where the wooden studs are. So what I do is just move it along the wall back and forth until I find some resistance. Right there I can find one, feel one. It might actually stick. Yeah. So the resistance or the pull from the nail is pretty strong, and then once you find that stud, you know where to nail your baseboard or hang your picture or shelf or whatever your project demands. And then from this point you can measure 16 inches from here down the length of the wall to find the other studs. Thanks for watching.
The Stud Sensor Edge makes stud finding fast and simple. The Stud Sensor Edge finds the edges of wood and metal studs behind walls up to 3/4 of an inch thick, and its new design makes it easy to hold at any angle. Here's how to use it. Place your Stud Sensor Edge against the wall. Push and hold the power button. The green ready light confirms calibration. Slide it along the wall until the edge light, spotlight, and audio tone indicate that you've reached one edge of the stud. Mark the edge. Scan in the other direction. Mark the second edge. The center of the stud is in between the 2 marks. If you happen to start scanning over a stud and move away, the unit's lights will blink to indicate a calibration error. Simply move the tool a few inches to either side and turn it on again. Slide the tool to find studs.